Hey guys, Rob from the Off-Grid Tiny House. Today we're going to empty my composting toilet for the very first time since I put it in use and installed it. And there seems to be a bird walking on my roof. Anyway, an item you're going to want is a pair of gloves, just to keep things sanitary, just in case. And a garbage bag, a trash bag, right? Just regular size is fine, I'm assuming. You don't need anything heavy duty. And I'll turn you around, show you the toilet. This is the Nature's Head composting toilet. And the first thing I'm gonna recommend you guys do is I'm going to pull the vents for this toilet, and that will be the first step, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and pull these off. They are just on, just pressed on so they can pull off easily for maintenance, right? So just set that down. Do the same on the other side of the toilet. Exact same. Now, next step, there is floor fasteners that hook onto the toilet to keep the toilet fixed to the floor or wherever you have it installed. So there's one there, and there's also one on the other side of the toilet. So we're going to remove these, and these come off easily, just no tools required, guys. You turn this little knob, and it'll unscrew itself from the toilet, and then you do the exact same on the other side. So I'm going to do that, and then that will be able to give me the ability to move the toilet now. So if I move back, and I will adjust the camera. Now, I have to stand up for this because they are in a groove. They're in grooves. So once I lift the toilet up, via whatever's comfortable for you, that is the best way to do it. So, as you can see, there is the floor fixtures. The toilet has been moved up, okay, and now I can move it, and I'm going to move this to the outside of the tiny house, where I recommend you guys do this. You can do it inside your tiny house. However, if you make a mess, then that's pretty gross on your tiny house floor or wherever you have your toilet, your composting toilet, okay? So, let me take this outside. We'll get back to you in a bit, and we'll continue on with what to do next, okay? Alrighty. I'm gonna move this toilet down here. Now, I know this is for teaching purposes, but I'm sure Graham is getting a kick out of this video since he's the one who wanted me to do it. And I'm sure a lot of the other people are as well. So I'm going to lay a garbage bag down on the ground. This step is not needed because I'm just kind of protecting the bottom of the toilet. And I'm going to lift it down onto the garbage bag. Okay? So, garbage bag is over here. I'll move the camera in a second, guys. I'm just kind of getting things set. Okay, down the toilet goes. We're there. We're killing it. Okay, I have bad angles from inside the tiny house, so I'm going to bring you guys out here on the tripod, okay? So, just give me a second. Okay, guys. We have the toilet. Now, another reason why you want to do this outdoors is the smell. found that out the hard way. So, what you do, take your hinges off, lift up, and here's the disgusting part. This section slides off one way or the other off the hinge in the back. There it goes. It is horribly smelling. Here is the bucket full of urine. It is, it smells absolutely wonderful. You can dilute that, put that in your garden, however. And this is the gross part. So this is where the garbage bag comes in. And I'm going to move this urine bucket far away so I do not knock it over. Okay. So the trick is now, put the garbage bag over top of the compost. It composted quite well, actually. I'm not going to show you because it's mostly brown toilet paper and all the soil is in the bottom with the peat moss. I don't think I can show you it, guys, because YouTube will probably ban this video anyway. So you put the opening of the bag carefully over top of the opening of the composting toilet, and you carefully, without losing the bag, make sure you got a good handle on that bag, guys. And most of the stuff should make its way into the garbage bag. I think it did. So, what I'm going to do now is check. Okay. Everything's in the garbage bag except for a few bits. And the smell, guys. You got to do it outside. It's just not worth it to do it inside. So try not to do it in the winter. Do it in the spring and summer, fall. So most of the toilet paper's in there. I still have a bit in there, and most of the compost is in there with the nasty. So I gotta fill this up with peat moss now and shake off some of the stuff. But yeah, that's basically how you empty it easily into the garbage bag, where you can compost this for a good year on its own. Throw some more peat moss, sawdust in there, whatever. But this toilet's worked out well. Use the urine in the garden. I believe it's 10-to-1 ratio with water. That is potent, man. I think it's more ammonia because of it's been sitting so long. So yeah, and that will be taken home and used in the garden. I'm gonna you better put something on the as a lid so you don't spill it, but other than that, it's good. So okay, I'll show you inside once I pull this back inside, what it'll look like. So we'll go from there and we'll see inside. Alrighty, guys, after throwing up many times because of the smell, I think I discovered a new appetite suppressant. You change composting toilets out all day, you'll never want to eat again. So I think the urine was the worst part of the change out. The urine smell was horrendous. It would literally gag me to death if I had to be breathing it full time. It was horrible. So let me grab the camera. Everything's been emptied. I have the bag going home for composting and the urine as well. Urine bottle. Actually, no, I dumped the urine out of its container into another container for easier transport because I didn't know if this thing was going to splish splash on the drive back, because I had to put the new container back in order to put the unit back together, okay? So, next step, I have a giant bag of peat moss for compost material to start the unit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the toilet as close as I can, and I'm going to lift the lid and open the toilet. Now, I don't know if you guys can see. Sure you can. Okay, so I have a little scooper here, and I'm going to put about a quarter of peat moss into the unit. That way we have a starting material for when it will be put into full use. So I have a little scooper here, and also have a little plastic container to transfer it a lot easier without making a total mess, though I'm sure I'm going to have to do some more vacuuming after this. I'll get a decent amount of peat moss in the bottom of the Nature's Head. Okay, so we have about that much going in, and I just pour it down with the container open, and that should work. Now, one thing I have to do is use a paper towel. Actually, I'll use some toilet paper, be better. And I have some peat moss around the edges here, guys, that I have to push into the toilet. So I'll do that quickly, and then the toilet should be good to go. Now, highly recommend gloves and possibly nose protection, especially for the urine part. The compost, the human manure itself was not bad. The urine was horrendous. That's the worst part. Now, I heard there's people that can put brown sugar and other things in the urine basin to help with that. I'm going to close the lid now and stir with my little thing there at the bottom, which I'll show you. That is your stirring mechanism. Nothing in there right now, so obviously spins free. So the unit has been emptied for the first time in over a year. Not full-time use. There was not much in there, mostly toilet paper. And the urine smell, like I said, is absolutely god-awful. Horrendous smelling. So I had to lift the toilet so the groove and the slot of the fixed fastener here would be in nice and tight, and then we put our little screw-in devices in here, and you just hand tight those in. Nothing crazy. Do the same on the other side, like I did taking the unit apart for maintenance, and go from there. There we go. You gotta kind of give it a little adjustment back and forth, either backwards or forwards, just to line up the holes. And then the final part, guys, reattach your vents, and you're good. Now, one thing I noticed, guys, on this composting toilet, it has a built-in fan that I do not even have hooked up. That's how well this thing hides the smell. Now, like, I don't smell anything. Never have. Even when it's being in here after use and everything, no smell. Now, the first time I've actually smelled it was today when I emptied it for the first time. But it was mostly the urine smell. It's ammonia. It's, if you leave, I guess, urine out or in a bottle for a long period of time, it will eventually turn into ammonia. And ammonia is horrendously strong and literally will make me want to gag and never eat again. So that is the worst part of this this unit, is emptying their urine bottle 100%. The second bad part about it is the toilet paper does not compost very well. So you have to it'll end up filling with toilet paper more than actual soil material. The soil material in the bottom was about this much. There was very little. So yeah, that's kind of annoying, right? So you have just it's clogged with toilet paper and it's not really composting it very well. But what you can do is when you go and you put your toilet paper in, add some more peat moss, and the weight of the peat moss will keep the toilet paper pushed down into the composting material a little bit better. However, when you do that, you're using more of your peat moss for the compost process. You're also adding more weight to the unit over time, and it might be harder to move around, even though it's going to break everything down and stop the toilet paper from clogging. You're going to have issues that way. So yeah, so everything's taken care of. The toilet is back installed properly. I have no smells right now. And yeah, you may want a nose plug for the urine bit. It is horrendous. I think it was a combination of ammonia and urine. That's how strong and powerful it was. Just gross. You want gloves for sure. These are going home and going to be washed, disinfected with bleach, or thrown out. Whatever you prefer. Wash your hands, guys. Definitely. But other than that, great toilet. A little bit of cons with the toilet paper clogging up. But other than that, that's really nothing. That's not either here or there. And hopefully this video doesn't get pulled down by YouTube. I don't have the ability to blur out anything, so some parts may be chopped out of this video, but that's just because YouTube will say you can't show that on here. So, you know, bear with me, guys. Hopefully I can I explained it well enough, you know, and enjoy your toilet if you get this one, and go from there. But like I said, very little compost material in the bottom of this unit, maybe ½ inch thick, tall, across the entire thing at the most. That's over a year of use, not full time, but that just shows you that these things are worth it. This unit I paid about $900 for. That's a lot of money. However, it solves my sewage issue completely. It's waterless. You take care of your own compost and urine, and you're not, having to pay a sewage bill or disposal anytime you use these type of toilets. So the savings is instant as soon as you buy it and put it into use. Also, this thing doesn't require power, I found anyway. I have no smells back here. Yeah, what can I say? Even the gaskets work very well, because if this thing was not working very well, this place would smell like urine and ammonia, and it would be horrendously nasty to live in here if that were the case. I only first smelt it when I opened the entire lid off, and you guys saw me react to that. So hopefully this covers everything for you. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Give me a like, a share, and we'll go from there with some more videos for you guys from the off-grid tiny house, okay? So we'll see you on the next one. Hopefully that satisfies Graham. He's curious. He's looking for a tiny house himself, possibly a caravan to live in, and he's looking for options for composting toilets. Now there's always the pee in a bucket with a toilet lid on top and throw sawdust over, but I don't know how well those things control smell as good as this thing does, because this thing is built for that. Gaskets, everything. So there you go.